New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, 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 my beloveds. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are streaming this day. I'm Reverend Martine Bernard, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network. We're so happy to be with you today. And as many of you know, last week we were trying to interview an incredible healer, teacher, Meryl Stanton, but she will be back on with us as soon as possible. So we anchored in to the 10 principles of Louise's world view. Oh, I just love anchoring in to these timeless principles that can help us, especially right now at this time on the planet. So I'm sending you blessings and so much love, and let's dive into it. I'm excited about today's show because I get to reinforce in my consciousness something that has helped me for years, which I actually thought was rather ridiculous when I first started out reading Louise's books and discovering the science of mind and the New Thought movement. That is the saying of affirmations, the speaking of affirmations. And especially right now, I thought it would be a wonderful idea to get back to basics. Let's re-anchor into these universal principles that are timeless, ancient wisdom, so that we can thrive, not just survive at these times. Louise would say, and let's take a cleansing breath at this moment, all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good, and I am safe. Would you repeat this with me wherever you are live streaming with us? All is well, and everything is working out for my highest good, and I am safe. That's an affirmation that I've used many times, many times. And with the current events of the day, with everything happening in the geopolitical landscape, it's important for you to know and affirm all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. So today, beloveds, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you. This show is where we honor the timeless teachings of Louise Hay and explore how to employ these principles in our lives so that they may be joyful, abundant, and empowered. So as you know, I'm Reverend Martine Bernard, and today we're going to delve into the powerful and beautiful and sometimes misunderstood tool called affirmations. So it's not the first time. Louise wasn't the first person at all to coin or to develop this spiritual technology This is an ancient technology. People have always spoken words of victory. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, prayer, the laying on of hands, the speaking of prayer as power, has a long tradition across the world, outside of even the Judeo-Christian tradition. Spoken prayer has always been a powerful tool that was always used by the ancients. The laying on of hands, praying over someone, blessings of homes and babies, you name it, in all traditions. Those are affirmations or affirmative prayers. Prayers that are said from a place of victory, of certainty, of peace, and I'll call it celebration, positivity, said from an optimistic place. Because wherever you are placing your attention will come to pass, positive or negative. So, affirmations, when Louise attended her first New Thought Church, which was in New York City, and it was a center for spiritual living community. Back then, they were called religious scientists, and this was a religious science church. Louise said that these affirmations that she said to herself daily changed her life, and they have changed mine too. So if you've ever rolled your eyes and thought, oh my God, can repeating a sentence really do anything? You're not alone. But today we're pulling back the curtain about how affirmations work metaphysically and scientifically. Scientifically. So please, please, please join us in our chat. If you have any questions, if you would like me to create an affirmation for you, please let's chat it up today. So let's begin. Let's begin with the present moment and intention. Now say out loud or take this in. This is one of my most favorite statements by Louise. I am willing to change. I am willing to see things differently. I am open to learning. I am open to healing. I am safe. I am supported. I am loved. I will say that again. I am willing to change. Let's put our hands on our hearts. I am willing to change. That's a good one right there, because sometimes change can feel difficult. I am willing to change. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm open to learning. Oh, let's take a breath in. As infinite beings, we are always open at the top, crown chakra open. I am open to learning. I am open to healing. For anyone that is going through a health opportunity, let's know this together. I am open to healing. I am safe. Oh, instead of letting everything agitate your nervous system, it's so easy today. There's so many things influencing us. But if you come to the New Thought Media Network, you can live stream this show in the future. You can catch all of the wonderful, uplifting, positive shows that we have here and get real, healthy spiritual nourishment. And we don't spiritual bypass at all. We accept reality, but we know the spiritual truth. So I am safe as the spiritual truth, no matter what is happening on the screen of your life. I am safe. I am supported. I am loved. Oh, let's take that in. I needed that. Oh my goodness, it's amazing the difference that affirmations can do. I just feel a calming of my nervous system, because it's so easy to, get a little nervous when you're producing a show. I'm not producing it, hosting it. I have my wonderful producer Zoe here with me, and I am so grateful. And so it is. So we know that. So what are affirmations, beloveds? It is a statement that you say to yourself about yourself in the present tense. A statement that you say about yourself, about circumstances, about the body of your affairs, to yourself in the present tense. So Louise has believed that the most powerful affirmations began with the word I am, because those are creative words. In the metaphysical tradition, I am is the name of God, or the name of Source, or the quantum field, the God of your understanding. We're not rigid here. We just know that there is a power and a presence that is never an absence and is ever available to you if you will just tune right into it. So when we say I am, we are using the creative force, the creative frequency of the universe. So I want us to practice, myself included, being aware of what are we placing behind our I am. So we are invoking the spiritual law and of becoming. So we are invoking the spiritual law of becoming when we use I am, and then add our affirmative statement. I am healed. I am whole. I am prosperous. I am excited about life. I am enthusiastic. I am peaceful. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. So when we say I'm strong, I'm safe, I'm prosperous, we are planting seeds in the garden of our subconscious mind. So much of what we are, who we are, so much of our programming in the conscious mind, which is our everyday way of being, is a programming. It's cultural, it's societal, it's familial, it's our own negative programming. So when we state an affirmation, which is a statement of truth, in my opinion, we are consciously choosing what we have decided to believe about ourselves and about this world. So when we say, I'm not enough, I can't afford this, it'll never get better, we are also planting seeds, just weeds instead of flowers. I'm a flower girl. Oh, this is Paisley. I love flowers and floral prints. Let's plant flowers in the garden of our mind instead of weeds that we will constantly have to pull out and then they regrow because we're constantly affirming negative statements. So, my beloveds, where are you today? How are you feeling? What have you been affirming lately? What are your thoughts about this wonderful conversation that we're having about affirmations? I want to just remind you that an affirmation is a statement of truth that you speak with emotional intensity. You know, Reverend Michael Beckwith of Agape International Center always likes to remind us that we have a feeling tone. So it's not simply the words that we are speaking that become our reality or have an impact on our circumstances. I'll be honest with you. As a New Thought minister, I adore our teachings, but the universe is mysterious. Am I creating reality? Of course, the New Thought greats say that we do. But I know that I'm impacting my reality. I know that regardless of circumstances changing, I have an impact. The way I think, the way I speak to myself, and the frequency or emotions that I'm putting out. That is the feeling tone. So if I'm saying I am a millionaire all day long, but my feeling tone is one of lack and scarcity, fear, worry, and doubt, I'm going to create from that feeling tone. So one of the gifts of the practice of affirmations is that it helps us to heal or change the frequency of our feeling tone. What do I mean by frequency? Is it a sad feeling tone? Is it a fearful feeling tone? Are you sending out an unconfident feeling tone, or a feeling tone of low self-esteem, or a feeling tone of agitation and worry? What is your feeling tone? And my beloveds, regardless of what's happening, and I know that's really hard because there are wars and the rumors of war lately. So it feels really difficult to consciously, feel like we're powerful enough to change our feeling tone. But part of Louise's success and the fact that she was able to meet people wherever she was that, as she said herself, she came from nothing. She had nothing. She was a sexually abused little girl with a mother who had gone through very tumultuous, abusive relationships. She said by the time she was 5, a neighbor next door had been sexually molesting her, and that she didn't even finish high school, and that she gave a child away for adoption at 15 years old. And she said that when she walked into a religious science church or a CSL spiritual center, she heard for the very first time that she could change her thinking and change her life. She said she became obsessed with this new thought and began to apply these principles in her life. And first they were little incremental. She would find money randomly and she would get parking spots. And a parking spot was extremely valuable in a place like New York City, in Manhattan, when you're trying to find work. And she said it began to change little by little her sense of well-being, her sense of confidence. And she began to attract more and more abundance, loving relationships. She was able to heal herself from a cancer diagnosis, a health opportunity. So my beloveds, we love Louise Hay because she's a prime example. As she said, you can begin your affirmations in a homeless shelter or in a mansion. Your positive affirmations, consciously co-creating with the divine, they will work, my beloved. They do work, and they will bring about positive change. So when you repeat a phrase with belief and emotion, it creates new neural pathways in the brain. This is called neuroplasticity and the brain's ability to rewire itself. So positive affirmations activate the brain's reward centers, like the prefrontal cortex. Affirmations reduce stress. I literally felt my stress reduce. It's about 100 degrees in Boston today, and so it's very, very hot. So pardon me if I look a little hot. It's hot, but it's wonderful. It's beautiful. I love warm weather. But when we said our affirmations at the beginning, I just felt my stress decreasing. It improves performance. Athletes use affirmations and mind training, visualization. They reprogram their mind and they see themselves winning and shooting, that basketball or hitting the ball, a home run. This is used in sports performance, and it can even change behavior over time. So they can help override the brain's negative bias, the tendency to focus on what's wrong instead of what's possible. So we are attempting to tune into the magic, beloveds. This is magic. You can people think that magic doesn't exist. Yes, it does, because we can rewire our brain. So your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when you speak affirmations with feeling, remember that feeling tone of optimism, no matter what's happening in the body of your affairs, on the screen of your life, the body and mind begin to act as though they are true. So this is what we are doing today. Today, we are focusing on the power of positive affirmations to change our lives. And we're going to take a little break. This is Rev. Martine Bernard, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. This is Rev Martine, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network. I'm so happy to be with you today, beloveds. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're streaming with us. Let us know in the chat, where are you streaming from? So I'm continuing our conversation about the power of affirmations in the Louise Hay worldview. So Louise has rules for effective affirmations. So if you missed the first segment of the show, please go onto YouTube and watch in the archives to restream the show. But we were saying that affirmations the bypass the conscious mind and are seeds planted into the subconscious mind, and that based on how you're feeling, you can say I'm a millionaire every day all day long, but if you're coming from a frequency of worry, doubt, regret about financial decisions in the past, or just lack consciousness, you won't be able to water those seeds, those flower seeds that you've planted. So, here are the rules for effective affirmations. Present tense. Number one, Louise taught that effective affirmations must follow a few sacred principles. Pardon me, my beloveds. It's very hot and my fan makes a noise when I'm live streaming. So I'm sorry. I just need to fan myself a little bit. So you want to speak your affirmations in the present tense. I am, not I will be. I will be famous. I will be wealthy. I will be partnered. I will be healthy. No, 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 no. The present tense. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am happily partnered. I am safe. All is well. So you want to use step two, positive language. Focus on what you want and not what you're avoiding. So how would I say that? I am going to leave my job and not work for that horrible manager anymore. That seems like an exaggeration. However, many times we're saying that. So we want to focus on I have a wonderful new job with coworkers who adore me, making an income that is just right and so much more than, I'm making $300,000 a year doing what I love with people I love in an environment that I love. I am now happily employed. So that's how you would reframe it. So emotionally charged. You want to feel it in your heart. Louise mentions that it's really important to speak affirmations that are believable. You want to stretch, but if you cannot really believe that you'll be a millionaire next month, you want to begin slowly. My good. Money comes to me from everywhere and everyone. That is one of her foundational affirmations. Money comes to me from everywhere and everyone. And you can open your arms wide. Louise has a wonderful affirmation, I would say. I'm open and receptive to all the good that the universe has for me. Wherever you are, let's know this together. I am open and receptive to all the good that the universe has for me. So, repetition. You want to consistently repeat your affirmations over time, because this repetition and consistency over time is reprogramming your mind, and you want it to be believable. If I love myself feels too much, try I am willing to love myself. Let's say that 3 times, because sometimes that can feel hard. There's so much comparison in our minds and in the world. I'm willing to love myself. I am willing to love myself. I'm willing to love myself. You are willing to love yourself. You are willing to love yourself. I'm knowing that for you right now in this season of your life. You are willing to love yourself. So she also said, every thought we think is creating, every thought we think is creating our future. The universe is always listening. Every thought we think is creating our future. The universe is always listening, so we don't beat ourselves up. It's normal to have negative thoughts. I don't want to give you the impression that it's not normal to have negative thoughts. It is. But we want, some of the new thought greats have said, as long as your tipping point is 51% positive, you can manifest good in your life. So just replace the thought. Become a conscious creator or simply consciously aware of what you're thinking. So if you're having a gloom and doom thought, I'm safe in the universe and all is well. Every thought I think is creating my future. So what am I thinking right now? Let's become self-aware. That is the gift of Louise's thinking. So affirmations in action. So here are some Louise's classic affirmations that I love. So feel free to say them with me, beloveds. I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. That feels so good. And you can say that into your mirror, in front of your mirror. But we'll get into that next week. I'm open and receptive to all the good and abundance in the universe. I am open. Open your arms. I'm open and receptive to all the good and abundance in the universe. I'm going to say that one time. The power of 3. I am open and receptive to all the good and abundance in the universe. I am healthy, whole, and complete. Oh, I love this one. I am health keeps all the muscles and ligaments and organ systems and cells and atoms of the body vibrating in the frequency of health. Let's know this together. I am healthy and whole and complete. I am healthy and whole and complete. One more time, beloveds. I am healthy and whole and complete. And if you can't, Louise would say, she would tell her clients that if they were going through a really challenging time, that they should say their affirmations hundreds of times a day. But I want us to begin small. Start with 3 times. Start with 3 times. Place your hands on your heart and really feel the words that you're speaking. And then add one more time each day or every other day. And by the end of the week, you'll be up to, 10, 15, 20 times. Start and begin gently. All is well in my world. This is a classic. This is my mantra. When I'm driving in traffic and someone once again has cut me off, I must be a slow driver. Oh, I take my time, beloveds. I take my time. I probably aggravate so many people. But when people cut me off, I don't get upset. I know that maybe they even have, somewhere to get to. I'm just going to the cafe, or I'm going to the park, or I may, be lingering and lounging. So I'm not in a rush. Anyway, I was saying that moment, all is well in my world. All is well in this world. Let's just know this for the whole world. All is well in this world. All is well on the planet. All is well in the country. All is well in my world. So I have some personal favorites. You would think all of them are my personal favorites, but this was such a powerful download that Louise had. Life loves me. Some people feel as though they weren't loved in their childhood, or maybe they're not receiving the love that they desire from a partnership or a relationship, or they're feeling unsuccessful or fearful or worried, or just, they can't seem to relax or feel safe. When you declare that life loves me, you can begin with that one. You will find that all things begin to work for your good. So Louise believed that one affirmation, life loves me, could heal your life if you allowed it to sink into your consciousness. Life loves you, life loves me, life loves all of us. And God is the divine life of the cosmos. And as you say your affirmations, my beloveds, you'll be able to tune into the higher frequencies and dimensions of life. So we're going to take a little break again. This is Reverend Martine Bernard and What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Hello, 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 beloveds. We are back. It is a wonderful day here in Boston, Massachusetts. It's about 101 degrees, and we are so excited to be learning and growing the Louise Hay worldview by just reviewing, going back to basics. What were some of the foundational basic teachings that Louise reinforced and really wanted the world to know so that we all could liberate our minds and be free and be joyous and peaceful and have abundant, fulfilling lives. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. Louise was a religious science practitioner and minister. So when she walked into that church, I think it was in the 70s, she took the philosophy in and developed a cute little blue book about the ailments that she would see in her patients and the affirmations that could heal her clients. I said patients or clients. They probably felt like patients. Sometimes we are patients. And as we begin to heal, we just liberate. We become victors, victorious, thrivers. So she found that there were mindsets and viewpoints and ways of thinking that were related to illnesses or life experiences. And she created affirmations, and she saw many, many thousands of healings. So today we are going over the power of affirmations. So what are the spiritual laws behind affirmations? In metaphysics, we understand that words are creative forces. Words are not anything. The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue. I mean, how long was the Bible written? The book of Hebrews and the Torah, this great spiritual text that we interpret metaphysically because it's symbolic and spiritual and mystical. It's a guide for life if we can remove our blocks and see the good in it. We don't have to see it from the rigid point of view. We see it from the more transcendent, mystical, cosmic view. It is a text for life. So death and life are in the power of our tongues, beloveds. So in the beginning, the Bible also says in Genesis, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So words shape consciousness. Whew, that's a big one. We are so unconscious, many of us, I am, with our words. And yet in spiritual truth and principle, words shape consciousness. And consciousness creates reality. Wow. Words shape your consciousness. And your consciousness, your feeling tone, your energy frequency, your aura, as our beloved brothers and sisters of the Hindu faith that have just influenced the science of mind and Buddhism and just all these wonderful mystical traditions that Ernest Holmes synthesized and just left us this incredible text, The Science of Mind and Health. And if The Science of Mind and Spirit, pardon me, there's Science and Health by Mary Baker Eddy, another really great text, because we can heal ourselves. But the Christian scientists have a little bit more, they're a little bit more, I would say, orthodox or conservative in their view. I think when someone is going through a health condition, the last thing when all that fear and anxiety is coming up, is to think that in that moment they could just heal themselves. Some people have done it, but most of us are just navigating the feelings of having just been told we have a health opportunity. But as religious scientists and the centers of spiritual healing and unity worldwide ministry, the New Thought tradition believes that the divine is working through everything: the doctor, the medication, the surgery, the affirmations, the energy, your consciousness, all of that is helping to create your reality. So what kind of reality would you like to experience? So affirmations aren't wishful thinking. They are soul declarations. They are soul declarations. Oh, an affirmation just came to me. I speak my affirmations, knowing that they are soul declarations. Let's know this together. I speak my affirmations with power, knowing that they are soul declarations. I speak my affirmations with power, knowing that they are soul declarations and activations of divine mind. So, my beloveds, they are soul declarations and activations of divine mind. So, this is the spiritual law behind affirmations. So, affirmations and activation. So, how are we going to activate this practice of affirmations in our lives? So, let's do a short practice today. So, place your hand on your heart and repeat after me. I'm willing to release old stories. I'm willing to release old stories. I'm open to healing. I'm open to healing. Let's say that a third time. I'm open to healing. I'm willing to release old stories. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am worthy. I am powerful. I'm closing my eyes to take that in. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am loved. We bow to the heart chakra, knowing that the heart is the basis of love. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am the beloved of the universe, and so it is. I want to take that in. Take that in, my beloveds. I am the beloved of the universe, and so it is. This is how you can activate affirmations. When you place your hand on your heart, you feel your beating heart, you give thanks for being alive, no matter what is happening. I'm alive today. I'm alive today. And this gives me the opportunity to change. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to change. I am safe. All is well. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to change. I am safe. All is well. All is well. So Louise Hay gave us a profound gift, the understanding that we're not victims of circumstance. My gosh, when I discovered her book and read You Can Heal Your Life at 19, I didn't get most of it. My beloveds, it was way over my head. But the one thing that really helped me as a young Haitian American youth, older teenager, was that it helped me to know that I was not a victim of circumstances, that I was powerful, that we are powerful co-creators with the infinite. And affirmations are one of the simplest, most transformative tools we can use. My beloveds, oh my goodness, I have to share this. I was reminded of this. I had gone through a broken engagement, and I had been bi-coastal between Boston and California. So I had left my work and I was looking for more work and employment. And so I was really on a strict budget with money at the time. And so I love to shop at Whole Foods and do my groceries there. And I drove into the parking lot and I had a moment of panic. I had a moment of like, oh my God, Whole Foods is so expensive. I should be shopping somewhere else. What am I doing? I just had this moment of panic. So I sat in my car and I began to affirm, all is well. I am prosperous. I am peaceful. I am abundant. My money comes from everywhere and everyone. I am safe. I am prosperous. I am abundant. My income is constantly growing, and money comes to me from everyone and everywhere. And the crux of it was my income is constantly increasing. My income is constantly increasing. Money comes from everywhere and everyone. My beloveds, I shop. I'm at the cash register, and a man comes up to me. He was elderly with a lot of vitality. And he said, "This is your lucky day." And I said, "Well, why is it my lucky day?" He said, "I was sitting here having lunch, so right beyond the cash register. Typically in most Whole Foods, there's an eating area that's really lovely with plants, and people sit there sometimes to study, have coffee, and to have their lunch or dinner." So he said, "I'd been sitting over there in the eating area, and I decided today that I wanted to tithe and pay for someone's groceries. And I decided when I saw you that I was going to choose you." My beloveds, I had an instant manifestation of my affirmations. The 15 minutes that I took to change my mind and change my thinking in the moment, because I was on a strict budget, I was looking for employment, I was worried, I had also gone through a breakup, I was feeling all sorts of emotions. But I said, no, I can choose my thinking. I'm going to affirm. My income is constantly increasing. My good or money comes to me from everywhere and everyone. I went into the supermarket that day and someone paid for my groceries. What an instant manifestation. That is the power of affirmations. That is the power of affirmative prayers. You have this power. It is within you. You can tune into that frequency no matter what. I burst into tears. I forgot to tell you that part. I'm a bit of I'm very sensitive, and I cry. I cried. I hugged him. I think I kissed him on the cheek. But I walked out of the supermarket that day and I looked up at the sky and I thought, the universe is real. God is real. The power of our consciousness and our thought to create our reality is a power we can always access. And in that moment of fear, doubt, and worry, I chose to be consciously connected with spirit. I don't always do it, my beloveds, but let's begin to practice again. Let's commit to saying our affirmations and to knowing that goodness and wonderful and everything good will manifest in our worlds. So if you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked, we all know, try approving of yourself and see what happens. Louise would say that the act of saying affirmations is the biggest gift that you can give to yourself, that it is a true act of self-love, that when your self-esteem is growing, you will speak love and goodness and positive outcomes into your life instead of catastrophizing. She would say that catastrophizing is a form of low self-esteem. It's a form of the programming that we received in our families, where we were told negative things, not deliberately, not intentionally, most of the time. She would say, and we say today, hurt people. But we're no longer going to continue that legacy. We're going to change it one thought at a time, one feeling tone at a time, one affirmative statement at a time. So my beloveds, I hope that this has been helpful. I know it was helpful. My gosh, I'd forgotten about the manifestation in the supermarket. How amazing is that? Because I paused in my moment of panic. So it has been a joy being with you today. I hope you loved the episode. We're getting back to basics. It's summertime. This is summer school. We're going back to new thought basics through the work and worldview of Louise Hay. So share this show with a friend, leave a comment, and if I've missed your questions, I promise that I will, answer them next week. Pardon me if you've been in the chat commenting. Thank you for sharing. And remember to follow and to go to YouTube and all of your social media outlets and click on to the show. So this is Reverend Martine Bernard, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network. Have a wonderful day, beloveds, wherever you are. And know that you can always affirm your good. All is well, and everything is working out for our highest good. And so it is. Namaste. Much love.
Okay, let me fix this. There we go.
Oh my goodness. I hope it was okay.